All right. Cool, man. It's just water. I swear it's not vodka. Awesome. All right, Chris. Glad that you got a chance to see what we're doing. I know it's rough, but we're going to do what we can with what we can. I got a subscriber now. That must be Chris. Thanks, Chris. You're awesome. All right, let's the gray box above the chat. Where's my gray box? Is it up here? Oh, cool. Yeah. Sweet. Yep, that's Chris. Thanks, Chris. All right, Chris, I'm trying to see if I can move my computer here. I got ChessBase opened up here. I'm gonna try some arrows here. Sweet. That looks good. All right. Can you hear my friend Blake? He's helping me out here tonight. Say something, Blake. Anything, Chris? Chris, can you hear my friend Blake? Nope, no Blake. Okay, good. He's not very important. I lied. I lied. All right, sweet deal. Okay, so hey, I want to show you a quick game I was playing tonight, or actually this afternoon. Um, I don't know if you run into this or how often you run into this chess opening um, with when you play D4, the Dutch defense. Uh, I've played the Dutch before with black, and it's uh, it's pretty good. I like playing it with on reverse colors, but the line that gave me the most trouble was queen to d3, which is just quickly attacks the pawn. And as it's attacking the pawn, um, black can't go straight with the knight, otherwise the pawn falls. So what he needs to do is to defend that pawn somehow. I would personally play like Stonewall trying to protect the pawn, get ready to play e6, but just trying to hold off as best as I can to that. Yeah, it's a troubling anti-Dutch. Victor Korachani is the main guy who does this particular opening. He does a lot of weird anti-Dutch moves, and so, anyways, makes keeps black on his toes, and so it's not really a positional opening that black is hoping to have. So, anyways, yeah, the putting the contest onto that pawn really has makes him have to think about what am I going to have to do with my chess life here. So I after this move here, after I attack it, in the game, the guy defends that pawn with g6, and that's like a Leningrad Dutch. Have you played something like that before? This kind of Dutch, and then knight to f3, bishop to g7, castles on the king side, and he just tries to keep on playing. Again, I don't like playing the Dutch anymore. I think it's just a little too hard to play. And these chess openings are some of them are grandmaster openings, I believe, and as I talk with my other friends, and they're complicated openings to play because they have a lot of theory to them, or there's not enough developed kind of theory to this. And so I mean, I'm being a kind of a lazy person when as I'm playing, queen to d3 and just to attacking that pawn. And the idea is again just to keep black with a tactical kind of game here. So, anyways, I play. Whoa. Okay, got to get my lines, get my computer working. Okay, sorry. Anyways, g6, and then I play g4. And I like this move. A master showed me this particular way is to continue to keep putting pressure on black and making him having to defend against this kind of attacking move. So the guy takes the pawn, and then the other idea is to play h3. Now I'm playing h3 because I'm again trying to open up the file and attack that rook. My queen is also could come there, but I'd rather have a bishop there along that square for attacks here. So there's an idea to this. Anyways, the guy should defend that pawn by playing or just pushing that pawn here to g3 as in the normal line, or just to maybe place here. But yeah, anyways, he takes, and when he takes, my knight takes, and my knight's coming here. So put some attacking pressure there on that h7 pawn like this. So it starts to open up the lines, and as it opens up the lines of attack, uh, it's pretty good for white. I know he's kind of like a down a pawn at the moment, but he's got room to attack with. Got Todd. I don't want to talk to Todd right now. Okay, so let's take a look a little bit more and how the game went. So he plays d6 and he plays d6. Yeah, he's looking at my knight, so my knight says no. I'm just going to jump here to g5, and now I got two attackers on this pawn, and it's a threat, so he defends it with knight to f6. And already I'm feeling the pressure, not the pressure, but I'm feeling the love here, because I got a nice position already in this opening, and I throw the Dutch player off task. And then the next move that I want to continue to keep playing, just keep continuing to put pressure on him. So I play e4, and to try to continue to keep developing my pieces here. But the idea that I missed, Chris, was I could take right now. If I take right now, then of course he's going to take back with the knight. Okay, take with the rook, and if rook takes, it looks like he's winning there. Check. Rook f7. So that doesn't work. Let's go back to this. Okay, here I could play here check. Make this king have to run, and then I take over here. So doing the tactics helped me out. I take, and I'll clear them all out on the king side. Yeah. So that's a cool line that I like to play because it gets people into trouble. And again, I missed that line myself. I cannot take the pawn right here with my queen, but anyways, I played e4. There's a lot of tactics in this line. This is why I like it. So bishop comes here, bishop g7, knight c3. Just keep inviting friends to come fight. Knight c6, and then I play f4 because I'm trying to put more attackers here on this square. I want to control that, and I think that's the idea in most queen's pawn openings, is that you're trying to control with white e5, or there's just a big battle for e5 because black's doing the same thing, and you can see that already what's happening in Black's game. So he's got 1, 2, 3 attackers going at that pawn, or going to that square on e5. And so he gets a little jumpy and plays the e5. And now I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to take here, because I have 2 ways to take. One's better than the other. Let me give you a moment to assess the position here, but tell me which way you would take. We got D takes e5 or F takes e5. Okay. Take with the D pawn. Yeah. Taking with the D pawn is going to be the move that I think that just makes this position open up a little bit more. However, I like my my pawn take with F5, F takes E5, because I kind of want to start using the F file than the D file. But anyways, it all opens up anyways. So he takes, and when he takes, now I could take back with my other pawn and look for a trade of queens. I could play c4 and use that diagonal to my advantage. But I went for a d5 looking move here to try to pressure that knight. And this is a speed chess game, all right? So, I mean, I can't like say that I'm playing the best chess, but I should be able to like play lines, because I already threw him off book here, and he's trying to figure out like what do I need to do. Again, if he goes like knight e5, queen c4, and he's got some issues that he's got to work with. If he goes h6, trying to attack my knight, I mean, I looked at this one too. Knight goes to f3, and I was really looking for knight d4, because when he goes knight d4, what should be my follow-up move here? And I looked at bishop to e3, so then that puts 2 attackers here. Oops. Okay. My computer's trying to catch up to the stream. Alright, so anyways, I got 1 attacker here and I got another attacker there if his knight is going to d4. So that'll be an active looking move, but you know, that's about as much as I could see in the time that I had. And now it's like we're getting closer to 3 minutes. So anyways, he's just too jumpy and he makes a blunder. And find the winning move. I know you can do it. Let me give you a moment here, because Blake is telling me that there's a delay, a small delay on my computer to the stream here. Yeah, checking with the queen. His knight's lost, and he just got jumpy, and he's already got a pretty rough looking opening anyways. So knight comes there, I takes, and he doesn't take. He plays b6. Smart guy, but your pawn is hanging in the wind. Let's take it and check. And yep. And so then he offers me a trade of queens here. And at first I'm kind of wondering, man, do I need to trade with him? Because if I trade with him, I bring his king to e7 and he loses the right to castle. I have bishop to f4 I was looking at. If I do bishop f4, if he takes me, I take back on e5. And that's the idea, is to continue to keep putting pressure there on c7 if I'm doing it like that. So I chickened out of that line and I said I'm just going to go for a simple position, and if I'm going with a simple position, then I'm going to just beat this guy in the end game anyways. So I got enough. I got enough. I got a whole piece, so I should be trading down pretty quickly. And now after his king takes, I'm looking at knight to d5 check, trying to pick up the pawn that's there on c7 because that's very weak. This bishop on g7's weak. I should just continue to trying to keep on playing active moves in the game here. So now I'm playing, bishop to f4 and see how he handles this one. And after bishop f4, he tries to go with to stop me from castling, and I don't like that. Of course, that's super annoying. So I'm thinking about taking the pawn on c7 here because I don't think anything else is stopping me. But then again, this is I've just kind of uncovered a weakness if his rook comes in here, and I don't like that too much. So I try for getting rid of this bishop here, and that's not the best move. And looking back at the position here, um, I'm trying to see here, like, what should I be trying to do here besides bishop to, h3. I do want to get rid of the bishops because, it's an open board, and those bishops are powerful. They both have double bishops, but I want to make sure that he doesn't have counterplay. And I have pawn weaknesses here, and this is sort of a weakness too, if you can get to e4. So what I'm going to do here is, like I said, swap off the bishops and then try to beat him in the endgame with my extra piece that I have. So that's the idea, and I tell that to my students as well too. When you're winning, just trade. I mean, it's not a horrible move. He's got to like do something about it anyways. So when he takes, two ways to recapture. As I recap over this game, I'm looking at knight takes h3 is better, but I don't see how much better it is. I just go in with the rook takes bishop, and after rook takes bishop, rook a to c8 tries to protect the pawn, and now my cool move, I just castle here, and I have the whole d file and under my control, so he's got to think about what he's going to do after the game. He plays h6, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. My knight's under attack, and I don't see this for coming too quickly, and I just retreat too quickly. g5 attacks my bishop. My bishop goes to g3, still trying to keep its eye on the pawn, and then I didn't see the fork. I went too quickly. So this bishop should have probably came back here. So if he plays here for the fork, then my rook can go here. And if he takes, then I can take with check. That would have been a better idea, and my bishop can still stop the pawn from trying to promote too. Okay. Let's see here, going back to my line after getting harassed here. He did a nice move. I got to credit my opponents when I'm looking at this and go, I didn't even think about that. And now I'm under like a minute in this game here, so I'm playing pretty quickly. When you're up a piece and time controls like that, you're trying to just play quick type of chess here. So I do looking at my game. I don't have it programmed into the chess base yet. Okay, we're back to rook h4. Go ahead, take it. I didn't need him anyways. G takes f3. Okay. And then I do e5. I'm confident in my position, and I think that my chess master, the 2400, tells me the same thing. You know, you should have confidence in your opening. You should have confidence in your position that you're still superior, even though you've exchanged things. And look at your advantages here. My advantages that I'm looking at is that the board's really opened up big time. My rooks are way more active than his. His rooks are just babysitting pawns. His knight's not playing chess. The only guy that's playing chess is the bishop. And the king's just sitting there fat in the middle of the board. So I'm trying to make a good game plan on how I'm going to make this work best. So yeah, rook to d7, check that miserable king. King goes to e6 like he's supposed to. And I really am tempted to start taking more stuff here, but more pieces need to start flying in there in this game. So I go with a slow plan. I go rook to g4, and I don't like that move now. I was just jumpy because now I'm under like 30 seconds in this game. It's hard to see that kind of stuff anyways. So he's all super boxed in, and the other thing that I'm noticing is knight comes here, attacks the pawn. Knight comes, actually, I want to bring him to d4, check the king, make that king move, and that looks like that's it. If I can get those moves in, 1-2, game's over. I don't know why these guys continue to keep on playing when you're down like this, but hey, he's trying to flag me for sure. So after I do rook to g4, bishop takes, and I go, well, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. I'm just going to pin you like this. Right here, and he's got nothing left. So let me see here. What did I go here? Rook to e4. Yeah. Okay. So king comes over here, king f5, and now I'm feeling way better. Got my piece back. Check. King goes to g4. After king g4, my bishop's under attack, so my bishop comes back like this, and h5. Alright, so I still have like 15 seconds, and these next moves are very rushed, but again, the board's so opened up, and there's got to be a mate here, right? Coming soon. So I tell my students, just keep looking for the checks, and you'll find your checkmate here. So I like the way I finished him off in this game here, because I go check here, and after the check, he's got to run to h3. As he runs to h3, rook goes to h4, check. I like that one. King goes g2. Bring in your other rook, check. King can take over here. Cool move, check. Now the king goes to e2. Rook goes to h2, check. King goes to f1. Rook f2, check. Where you're gonna go? Look, I'm a white king. Rook to e5, checkmate. Yay, I did it. That was pretty awful. Alright, hope you like that finish. I think it was pretty. Let's go back to the beginning of the whole game here. How in the world was I able to manage such a crazy position? Well, the blunder was one thing that the guy did, but I think it's the way that I set things up for his craziness to happen here. All right. I mean, if you remember this anti-Dutch, it works a lot. So we're putting the queen first to d3 to attack, and then he defends it with, oops, queen d3, sorry, defends it. And I've seen other people also defend it with like e6, and still the same idea, is that to offer a gambited looking pawn here. So when he takes, we get to play h3 to offer him another pawn to grab, and then once we can take with the bishop, we can take with the knight. Taking with the knight's the best because you're trying to play for that tactic, and then just develop on the queen side, castle on the queen side, like I was playing here. That goes there. Bishop can go f4, like in London, or trying to play for some activity. Get that bishop maybe on this long diagonal. I've seen games like that too, where it's trying to attack the rook. Castle on the queen side and just start hammering him. And this isn't the kind of game that a Dutch player really was expecting. They're expecting like a slow attack on the king. And I hope that was some kind of instructive in this chess opening here. But yeah, this is a good line that's works really well for me. I would say d5 is stronger here if he's going to play this kind of move here. That way he's gaining a little bit more real estate when he plays d5, because I had those squares too. Now I want to go back to this because, you know, I've had players even say, you know, what do you got to do against this anti-Dutch looking move here? You got to try to make it imbalanced, even with black, and you're gonna have to play like a sharp looking position. So it's gonna look like this. So after queen d3, the line that I've used before playing on the black side, and I'm gonna flip the board here. Okay, cool, it worked. E6, like this, and then after g4, we're gonna take it. He's gonna offer the pawn, and don't take that pawn here. But what you're gonna end up doing anyways, is pushing to g3. Okay, try to disrupt his position here. Now, I've also seen other games how that white has taken this way with his f pawn, but that kind of disrupts things a little bit. And so I think that the better take is to take with the queen, because you want to use that G file for an attack. And the next thing that we're going to try to do is with black is just develop our pieces as quickly as possible. So let's say these guys start coming out here, and now black can play, you know, he needs to play active anyways to try to get a good position here, because the position is unbound. It's crazy. I wouldn't, like I said, not my favorite kind of way to play chess with black here. So either the knight comes out here, or c5. Those moves, I think, look really better for black in this chess opening, and with unclear kind of play. Good books on the Dutch, written by Simon Williams and Moskalinsko, Victor Moskalinsko. He did the Diamond Dutch book for this chess opening here, and he covers, you know, the Leningrad, and he covers the Classical Dutch, and he covers the Stonewall Dutch. Those are pretty good openings for black, and my students also will like to play the Stonewall Dutch pretty often, because I think it gives them better results, easier to understand. but these anti-Dutch ones can be kind of tricky for players to play. So that's all that I gotta say about this, and I got to finish this up here and put it up on YouTube. All right. So thanks for watching, and I will try to continue to keep things going. Like, subscribe, and whoever else is watching this, and I will continue to do more in the future here. That's the plan for Chess in Texas. Have a nice evening, everybody, and the end.